Prattville Alive presents Prattville Lines Today. Brought to you by Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Guardian Credit Union, and Prattville Outdoors.
Well, hello, Line Nation, and welcome into the 2019 summer update for Prattville Lions football. I'm Will Barrett, joined by Coach Caleb Ross. Coach, first year in the books, second year coming up, and a lot's happened in this offseason. Walk us through some of the things that have happened, I guess, starting off with the spring game.
That's right. You know, I thought in my mind we had a really good spring. We had a good off season, and at times, you know, man, when you're dealing with teenage kids, you're up and down. But I really thought our last month of April going into spring training was our best as far as training, weight room, the competition stuff we do in the off season. Our kids are really dialed in, and it really showed in our spring. I thought, man, just from 1 year, from last spring to this spring, the difference being in the program is made. Man, our kids had an outstanding spring, and it really kind of showed itself in the spring game where I thought we played pretty well. You know, you play the game and you see plays being made, guys making plays, and the scoreboard looks good. But as a coach, you think, yeah, the scoreboard may look good, but does that mean we actually played well? Mm-hmm. So then you go back and watch the tape, and now we actually played pretty well. I was proud of our kids, and we had played a lot of young guys. Man, I was really, really pleased with the spring. Just how it finished, how our focus, and just really get to identify what areas that, man, there's a couple of positions we were concerned about that I thought, man, this could be a concern. Like, for example, D-line. We went in there not really knowing. When you lose a Rodney Thompson, a Chris Bozeman, Jason McKeithen, I mean, you lost three really good players there. And then to have you don't really know who can replace them. Really only having one starter and Will McQuistner, one guy that played a lot coming back. Well, man, we come out of spring and we've got 7 or 8 guys we feel good about. They had a really good spring, so that's why you do it. I was really excited, really pleased, and you know, it's not like we're trying to go out and win some spring game trophy, man. We really wanted just to go compete, and that's why our starters really played about a half and one series of the second half. Then we let a lot of young guys play, but really pleased with the spring.
These freshmen that are now rising sophomores, I know is a class that you've been really excited about getting up into the varsity ranks. This 10th grade bunch. I mean, they don't look like your prototypical sophomore class. These are some big kids.
We've got some size, we do, especially on the lines. And you got some talent, obviously, at skill. But we knew last year that's a talented group, and we had to keep them hungry, keep them motivated. But you're right. I mean, on the O-line, we've got 3 or 4 kids that are going to be in the 6'1", 6'2", 260, 270, and even if you throw in the Javen Andrews kid, he's 6'2", he's 300 pounds. So you're going to have some O linemen, and even D linemen. I mean, you got some talent there. You know, we got a D lineman, Dominique James, has got 2 SEC offers. And he just turned 15 years old about 3 weeks ago.
Can't even drive to school yet.
I know it. So, yeah, we're excited about that group. And then obviously you've got, you know, Taggart at running back. And I'll tell you this, you know, Cameron Shepard, kid at running back, is a really good player. And you've got 2 or 3 receivers. We got two or three guys in the secondary really excited about. We got some linebackers. I mean, just as a whole. And I love my sophomore quarterback, and E.J. Owsley, man. It just that group's a really talented group, and they're good kids, man. They're kids that you enjoy being around. So we're excited about having them, and that's why you go through spring. A lot of them kids got a chance to go shine in the spring game, but also through spring training. So you feel good about knowing where we're heading in the future.
No doubt. Now, we talked about the underclassmen. Now, some of your upperclassmen have had a chance to really show out in these 7-on-7 tournaments this summer. I know you got to be really impressed with how Kyle Kramer has come along, and also some of your wide receivers in the upper class really
absolutely
coming in their own.
And you mentioned Kyle. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm probably as pleased as anyone in the program how that kid's grown up and matured so much in just 1 year. He's really had a really good summer, had a really good spring, played well in the spring game. He's had 2 good showings in 7-on-7s. We played down at Troy and went up to Alabama and did really well. He's had a great summer, man. He's really trying to take on a leadership role, really kind of calming down, maturing more, and understanding that, hey, you don't have to make some big throw every time, man. Just, hey, do what the offense is supposed to do and take what the defense gives you. And he's really starting to buy into that. Really been proud of him. And like you said, we already knew what we had with Taylor Thompson, and you knew you was getting a great athlete in Kendrick Rogers, and they both had great springs and great summers. But, man, to see kids like Isaiah Causey, who was solid for us and came on last year, man, have an outstanding spring. He's had an outstanding summer. Man, he's a legit weapon for us, that outside receiver. You've got guys like Itarius Bates, who we knew was super talented. Well, he's starting to finally mature, grow up, and he's really starting to have, man, really be a good player. So we feel good about him. And And, man, we rotated a bunch of guys. I mean, you got like your Jack Holmans, and Will Trey was the guy that we moved more to receiver this summer, is having an outstanding summer. Guys like Daryl Holmes, who he's just a fast kid. Man, he's had a good summer. And I'll even talk a little bit about the defensive guys, man. We've got, now it's funny, last year at the end of the year, Andre Gary was coming on at cornerback and really had a good end of the season. Well, now he's kind of one of our key figures at corner. He's had a really good summer. And guys like Trey Thompson, man. It seems like Trey, I wasn't even a coach here, but it seems like Trey Thompson's been in Prattville secondary for about 7 years now. But he's such an experienced guy. Wade White, really another guy really proud of, Jameer Cromlin. Not the biggest guy, but man, he just makes plays. Mm-hmm. And he's a competitor. He's had a really good spring, really good summer. So you're right, man. And that's why you do the 7-on-7 stuff. We talked about this last year. Everybody thinks, well, it's an offensive deal. Yeah, it is. But it's also, man, it's for your secondary guys. They learn coverages. Mm-hmm. They also learn how to play the ball in the air, learn how to go compete, and that's why we do it.
Now, talked about some of the players, and we've also mentioned in previous updates how Coach Shook has taken over the reins at defensive coordinator, and now we're starting to fill out some of that staff a little bit. Talk about some of the new faces that you're bringing onto the staff this year.
That's right. So I can, on the defensive side of the ball, we're able to hire, I know, officially hire 2 guys, and one's a D-line coach by the name of Joseph Lauderdale. He's been coaching out at Ashford High School. Man, he's doing an outstanding job. Just kind of a no-nonsense, serious, get planned, really knows the stuff. Younger guy, about 27, 28, mm-hmm. but man, I've been very impressed with him. He's been here most of the summer. He's had a really good summer. And very pleased, we just hired a guy named T.J. Presley, who actually coached his brother when I was the head coach at Opelika. And just a really good family, strong family, smart guy. Man, I've been very impressed in the short time he's been here. Man, he's really good with the kids, takes notes, knew some ball. Man, he played college football at Alabama State. I've been really pleased with him. So, yeah, we've been able to bring those guys on. We're hopefully going to bring a couple more on if it allows itself, depending on what teaching spots and that sort of deal. And then the freshman staff, we've kind of had to shake it up a little bit. Spanky Beavers is now our head freshman coach. He's done a really good job. We've got a couple of volunteers from the community that's really stepped up. Man, it was good to have a guy named John Stathopoulos. John played here, did a great job. Long snap, played O-line. Then his younger brother has been a 3-year starter for the last 3 years. And this is just, what a great family, obviously. And John wanted to stay involved, and he's volunteering helping our freshman O-line. So, and there's a bunch of guys I could list, but man, I'm really pleased with where the direction our staff is heading.
No doubt. No doubt. And heading into season 2, a lot of changes. There'll be a brand new surface at Stanley Jensen and new renovations to the field house as well.
That's right. We're doing a lot of stuff. I think any day now they're going to be finished with our indoor project of putting new turf down and new rubber and get the indoor back where it should be. Man, it's going to be really, really nice. I hadn't really. They're kind of keeping it hush hush, and you can see part of it, but they're not revealing the whole thing just yet. And I get it, but it's going to be really nice. We're also doing a lot of renovations to our field house. We're putting dry erase walls in both our meeting rooms and the coaches' offices. That way we can use that space we can write depth charts. And we do so much preparation, breakdown stuff. We need the space where we can use doing draw plays, we can do depth charts, whatever, however we want to use it. So we're doing that as we speak. We're also going to do some cosmetic changes. So I've got a graphics company going to come in and put some stuff on the walls just to I want our kids to have pride in the facility. I do. I want them to walk in and man, that is our field house, and that's my locker room. And we're putting some nameplates on the lockers and stuff like that. Man, we just want to make this
nice,
as first-class facility as we possibly can. So.
Well, the first-class program on its way back up. We saw last year going from a sub-500 season to a round 1 playoff season, hair from making it to the second round, and now heading into year 2 of the Coach Ross era. What can we expect from this team coming up? What do you see? We're just about a month and a half away from start.
And and I get asked, Coach, how do you think you're going to do? And that's a standard question. I know this. Our boys will go compete. They will. It's hard to ever say, well, we're going to win them all, or we're going to be 5-5, or 9-1, or whatever. I know this. We have a chance to this group of kids, when they're dialed in and focused, they're as good as any group I've ever coached, and they're as good as anybody will play on our schedule. And that's really going to be the key, is getting them to dial in and focus every week. Can they be consistent? And that's the thing I challenge them every single day. And you're dealing with teenagers, and we've had a lot of good days, but you got days that you got to kind of regroup. But I know this. We're still, and I think I said this last year, to think you're going to come in the first year, win a state championship, or to really come in and say, hey, within a year, man, we're going to have this thing up top. Because who knows how this year goes. And that is definitely our goal, to win them all. But we're still at a point where we're trying to build this program. I know this. We're much further along at this time this year than we were this time last year. But like typical coach speak, we still got a long ways to go. And there's still a lot that we got to do. We're slowly but surely of getting the program where the expectation, that's kind of, you're really a victim of your own expectation.
Right.
Like last year, I was not say lenient because we were setting the standard, but you knew the kids didn't understand it. Well, this year, hey, you know what to expect. Mm-hmm. So when we don't do this, it's frustrating. You know what I mean? So, but the kids man, we've got some good kids. They are guys, man, when it's time, they turn on and they dial in. So, man, yeah, I'm looking forward to this season. This is going to be a fun year, seeing what our kids are going to be able to do. So.
Well, Coach, we're all excited about what's coming up, what's coming down the pipe for the Lions this year. Excited about what you're doing, the renovations to the field house, renovations to the program, the upgrades to the coaching staff, and how the players continue to improve. It's just exciting to see, and it's an exciting time to be part of the Lion Nation. And just thank you for all you're doing to keep up the good work.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
This has been the summer 2019 update for the Prattville Lions. We'll see you soon as we get closer to the kickoff of the 2019 football season.